the way.
We're wanted men. I have spoken.
Welcome to episode 181 of the Smugglers Galaxy podcast, your favorite Star Wars podcast for smugglers in the galaxy. It's bingo day. We've got our bingo card. We're only like 2 months late with these things, and we've missed out on some really cool stuff that's happening this year that we could have put on our bingo cards. But no, like everything, we're 2 years behind on doing the review of Heir to the Empire. We're a couple of months, like 6 months behind of or a year behind of redoing the Ewok shorts or whatever the second Ewok movie is. And we're 6 months behind with redoing the sequels. So here we are following up on everything.
Yes.
Months behind on our bingo cards.
Yes.
Jason, how you
Crazy.
doing this morning? I saw you were choking down that sourdough bread.
Yes. My wife makes sourdough. I'm the only one that eats it in the house. She needs to stop making it so I can lose some weight.
Dude, you're the only one that eats it?
I mean, the kids eat it, but I'm pretty much the only person that
Oh.
chomps it down.
Yeah. I need to do that weight thing too, but it'll happen. It'll happen one day.
The reason that I'm recording this early is because the day this drops, I'll be at Disney.
Ah, you and Disney.
Starting the day early at Animal Kingdom. And then we're ending the day at Galaxy's Edge. I have reservations to go to Olga's.
Don't forget your droids.
Without kids.
Ooh. So no kids the whole trip?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. I want to get a little bit of a Disney diatribe, and then we'll go on with the bingo card. But it's funny how Universal built a whole park in the amount of time it took Disney to do one roller coaster.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that. Universal ain't messing around, dude. Have you seen the new park they're doing?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not into all of it, but man, that's going to be a fun park to go to.
Epic Universe, yeah. I've heard the argument that Disney won't make a fifth park because, if you take 5 days off, you got the travel day, you're going to hit those 4 parks, and you don't want to leave. They don't want people leaving the park or leaving the property feeling like they missed out on something, and that's why they haven't built the 5th park. They'll expand the other parks before they build a 5th park. I think Hollywood Studios and Animal Kingdom need a lot. They need to focus on those instead of Magic Kingdom, which I think is what they're going to be doing next.
Right. No, I agree with that because unless you're a Star Wars fan, Hollywood Studios, I had to think of the park. It left my mind. I keep wanting to call it MGM.
Yeah.
That's a half-day park. Even with being a Star Wars fan, you gotta, it's a half-day park because there's not a whole lot going on in there. And Animal Kingdom, Animal Kingdom was the only park my wife and I looked at each other at like 4:30 and went, I'm done. There's nothing more to see here.
Yes. But it'll be a good time. So in the next episode, I'll have a report, I guess, from the park and what I picked up.
Yeah, cool. You gonna try to ride Flight of Passage?
No, I don't particularly feel like I need to.
Okay.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I don't want to wait. And I'm not going to pay to get on a ride.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Well, you could always do what I did, just kind of walk up and not pretend I was legitimately going to buy a fast pass or lightning lane or whatever. And the guy goes, let me get that for you. For Guardians.
Oh, maybe we'll do single riders. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, for this particular episode of the Smugglers Galaxy podcast, hat tip to the Mickey Mutineers. They did a Disney bingo card. These are things that we weren't expecting to happen in 2024. I mean, there's that phrase, I didn't have this on my 2024 bingo card.
Yeah.
And so we're going to try to fill out a bingo card here. Um, and as we do that, I'll have this here at my desk. And if something actually happens, I'll mark it off and we'll see if we get bingo at the end of the year.
Yes.
Even though, yeah, I'm going to say, even though I might not get an actual bingo, if we get 5 things right, I'm going to consider that a success because those could even 4 because there's a free space in the middle.
Right.
At the end of the year, if we get 5 or 4, I'm going to say we win.
We win. Yeah. I think some of mine may happen because some of them's like left field, but some of them are like, yeah, that could happen. And
Yeah.
you may like yell at me for what I said, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. And if it's no good, I'll change it up.
Yeah.
And some of them are just like, what the hell? I know one of them. There's a couple of them. One of them I know won't happen. And one of them is like, that's funny. Or if it does happen, that'd be awesome.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
who goes first? Do I go first? Do you talk first?
Do you talk for? Yeah, I don't do it, man. What's
All
your
right.
first one?
My first one is that we're going to get a report that either the Mando movie or Mandalorian season 4, if they, we talked last week, they might be filming back to back. We're going to get a report that they filmed something at Disneyland at night.
Ooh.
So
They've been rumoring that would be awesome because, or at least say something like we're in Batu or we got to go to Batu or
yeah, but I'm
something
thinking,
something to tie it back together.
yeah, and that way they could say this is a screen used piece of property. It's very immersive, so it's not that tough to set up a tent in the parking lot, get a bunch of people in gear and masks and stuff, and then just film for a couple hours some exterior scenes at Disneyland,
Right.
as Batu. So that's my first one. Is that the Mando movie or season 4 will be filmed at Disneyland at night, and the setting would be Batu.
Right. Awesome. My first one is that one of the major toy lines will fold. Will no longer exist.
Define major.
Like, I mean, like Micro Galaxy Squadron. That's the major one, I think, but you're laughing.
No, I have that. I have that as one of my.
Or like Kenner will lose the license, or that's what I mean. Something like that. That either Kenner will lose a license. Well, you know what? Since you've got Micro Galaxy Squadron, let's put that Kenner will lose the license to Star Wars properties. We'll change it.
Okay. So Hasbro will lose Star Wars.
Hasbro will lose the Star Wars license.
Okay. I'm writing it down. Star Wars license. So I guess I'll just go into the one that I had is that Micro Galaxy Squadron will get an announcement that it will end at Series 5.
Okay.
So,
Which the way that line is going, I think they've mishandled it, and I think they've unless they do direct ordering, yeah, that nobody's going to want to carry that line.
yep.
Past Series 5, I think.
So what do you have next?
Luke and Leia will be recast.
Oh, I'm interested. It's the thought behind that. What for what?
I don't know for anything. I mean, I just think that they're gonna come up with something. See,
Are you thinking for like the Mandoverse because like they've already recast them for Kenobi,
right? I mean, like a adult Luke and Leia. Like,
so
yeah, for Mandover, huh?
instead of deep fakes.
Instead of deep fakes, the next time that Luke and Leia, because they've already done Han, they've already done Lando, they've already done Chewbacca. So they're Luke and Leia are the last two to be recast. So I think they're going to recast them for something, and it'll be with who, all right, or whatever.
Yeah,
Aiden,
Aiden,
yeah.
Ehrenreich.
If he's still
Alden
interested
Ehrenreich. God.
Okay. If he's still interested in playing Han, they're going to recast Luke and Leia, and you'll see the 4 of them with Chewbacca, the 3 of them with Chewbacca in something.
Yeah. My next one, kind of tying back to Disney. Something will be announced at D23 this summer for the Star Cruiser. We'll get some sort of indication as to the path forward for that property, whether that's like a day show or a day long thing, or spend 4 hours in an adventure on the Star Cruiser. I don't know, but something will be announced and that property will be used.
Well, I have a prediction of what they're going to use the Star Cruiser for.
What?
A murder mystery / escape room.
Is that what you want to put down?
I don't know. I mean, I could change that, but that was my mine was Disney will reopen the Star Cruiser as a mystery dinner / escape room
It's kind of the
location.
same. It's
Huh?
kind of the same
It is
thing.
kind of the same. So I mean, I guess we'll think of another one somewhere. So those kind of not cancel each other out, but cancel each other out.
It's
So
the
what's
same
your
thing. So yeah, we'll just leave it. We'll figure something else out.
right? What's your next one?
That was my next one, the Star Cruiser.
Okay, then that was my next one too. So then now it's you. Or do you
All
want me to
right.
do you want me to do another one?
No, I can go.
Okay.
I was sitting here thinking like trying to be like full all encompassing and not just about Disney and the shows and stuff. And I thought about collecting, and we've got, I think the next move for Hasbro with the HasLab project is another vintage collection item just because they do so well.
Uh-huh.
I think Black Series is dead. Like I don't see them doing a Black Series HasLab anytime soon. The other thing that they might do, which they haven't done yet, is a retro collection HasLab. So I don't know if that's an updated Death Star or something like that, but I want to put down a retro HasLab.
That could be cool. There's so much potential with the retro line that they haven't reached yet, which as a collector is annoying.
Yeah.
That line could be so awesome if they just would push it a little bit harder
I agree.
than what they are.
I agree.
Will Row Hood will make an appearance
Where?
in something, either just like the same thing with the Luke and Leia being recast. He'll just pop up somewhere in the Mandoverse. I mean, I know the actor has passed, or somewhere you're gonna see a real Row Hood cameo.
Awesome.
Bad Batch. I don't, dude, I'm casting a wide net on this thing. Because you've got Bad Batch, you've got Andor, you've got Mandoverse. Well, no, we're not gonna have. All we got is Bad Batch this year.
Yeah.
So I guess in Bad Batch, we'll
yeah.
or something or somewhere we're gonna Row Hood will make an appearance somewhere.
Okay. Got it down.
Yeah.
My next one is that a retro blue snaggletooth is announced and that it'll be carded, which has never been done before. So there would be new art and stuff. So I'm going to say a retro blue snaggletooth is announced.
All right. Well, you know what? I will go with this one, which I think, you see, I've got a couple that are, I think may happen, but this one I don't think will. A Black Series will hit $40 with an extra head and extra hand. So you'll get a $40 Black Series, but it'll be more along the lines of like Mythic Legions, where you have other options to go along with it.
Yeah. Interesting.
I could tell you're not happy with that.
No, I'm not happy with the thought of a $40 HasLab, but you're talking like a regular figure.
Correct. Just with extra parts to where you'd be like, okay, I'm happy with paying $40 for this because you're getting extra accoutrement.
I don't like the idea. It's not that I don't like your idea. I don't like the idea in general.
I don't like it either because they're already there. I mean, or not really already. I mean, you're paying what, like $30 for but I'm talking like a regular release, no deluxe figures, no nothing. It's going to be, this is what Black Series is from here on out, a $40 figure, along the lines of like Masters of the Universe and stuff.
Yeah. We'll see.
Yep.
Time will tell.
Mm-hmm.
Next up for me, I have a new series is announced on Disney Plus. Because when you think about it, the Mandoverse will be ending in 2 years. At least for Disney Plus. Andor's finishing up. I don't know if there'll be a Skeleton Crew season 2. There'll be an Ahsoka season 2, but beyond that, Beyond the Acolyte. Are we going to get a new thing? So that's why I'm putting down a new Disney Plus series is announced. And now I'm not talking sequel series. So Ahsoka season 2 wouldn't be considered. I'm thinking like a Wilbur Hood, for lack of a better example at the top of my head,
Right.
show is coming or something like that, or an Ewok show is coming.
Right. Let me delete some of mine so I know so I don't repeat myself. Um I'll kind of back up that and I'll say Lando will start filming,
Okay.
which you see some of mine aren't that cool, but we don't know. It may not. We may never see that Lando show.
Yeah. And we might not see it. I do think that it's going to happen, and I'd be surprised if it started filming in 2024. So you're absolutely right. That would be not on my bingo card. Lando started filming.
Right.
So here's a curveball.
Yeah.
Price reduction for action figures. You were talking about $40. I think, what happens if Hasbro decided that the vintage collection is too high at $17? Let's drop it back down to 15.
Yeah. Or hell, this back it down to like 12 or 13, which is what I think those figures should be.
So I'll put down a price reduction and that much just might be wishful thinking on my behalf, but price reduction for Hasbro action figures.
All right. So here's my left out of left field curveball, never gonna happen prediction.
Okay.
Jason will get a Star Wars tattoo.
No, that's not happening. You really want to go with that one? I'm going to tell you right now.
It'll never happen, but it's on a bingo card.
Okay.
I know you won't.
Jason gets a Star Wars tattoo.
I think it's a funny thing to put on the bingo card because it's totally out of character for you, and I know it'll never happen.
Yes. Yes and yes.
But you could get drunk
we already
one
lost.
Night. Yeah. It's good for a laugh. It's a good laugh. I know Shannon will get a kick out of it. She'll be like, "No, you won't."
No, I won't.
And then
nope.
You'll be in Florida and you'll be like, "I'm gonna go get that tattoo."
Let's get a face tattoo of Darth Vader right here, right on the side of my forehead, right before Rogue One. Let's do it.
Yeah.
No, that's not happening. Anyways, moving on. Speaking of things that might not happen, but probably will. This is ahead of schedule. I feel like if this were going to happen, it's going to happen in another 3 to 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
A new Star Wars restaurant at Galaxy's Edge is announced at D23.
I have sort of dude, we should have probably talked about these, but I say a major ride announcement for Galaxy's Edge.
We could put that down.
Yeah.
Because it's different. So
yeah.
Galaxy said restaurant announced. And GE ride announced.
Something's got to give with Galaxy's Edge. They've got too much room. I think with Epic Universe, with Universal breathing down their necks, because it really feels like they're watching each other and Universal's winning.
Yes.
Because Universal's even winning me over because it's such an easier trip to book, even though I don't book, I stay at Disney, but it's looking, the more you look into Universal, it's just an easier trip to book than Disney.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's a lot of people that are getting pissed off at Disney because they're like, I spend all this money and I do all this homework and I'm up at 7 a.m. in the morning to do lightning lanes, where it's like at Universal, I just wake up and go.
Yeah, I agree.
And yeah, that Epic Universe, there's like the Donkey Kong roller coaster. There's a part where the track disappears, where you jump over the track.
Yes. It's a nice illusion.
Yeah, it is an illusion, but could you imagine doing 60 miles an hour and then all of a sudden you're jumping tracks? It's gonna look. And then there's another. They're ride testing this, and it's got to be How to Train Your Dragon. But there's a ride. It doesn't look that impressive from like the aerial view, but I'm sure when you're on it, it's going to be amazing, where it looks like you're actually either flying a broomstick or flying a dragon or something.
Talking about that one that spins.
Yeah.
Yeah, they call that Dueling Dragons, which is a nod towards Dueling Dragons at Islands of Adventure before that was pulled down and turned into the Wizarding World.
Okay.
So it is, yeah, it is a ride, but it does like harken back to an older ride at Universal, which I think is cool. But definitely, Universal is running laps around Disney. Disney's got so much red tape. Imagineers can have like 12 projects ready, but then operations is like, nah, I don't want to be the one to spend the money on it.
Right.
Whereas I don't know what they've done at Universal, but they've streamlined the process. They get stuff done. It's moving forward. Um, like you were saying on the last episode, it took them 5 years to finish. And part of that was just like they're shutting down for the pandemic, but it took them 5 years to finish Tron. And in that same time, Universal's built an entire park.
Right. Well, yeah, because when the pandemic happened, Universal was like pedal to the metal, because that's when they built the Jurassic coaster.
Yeah.
They were like, cool, we got 3 months with nobody in here. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
And Disney was like, okay, we got to shut down. So they built Jurassic coaster in 6 months, where it took Disney 5 years for Tron.
So, excuse me. Moving on. I have that a new Ewok movie is announced for Disney Plus, or some other spin-off. Like they're gonna take a small section of Star Wars and turn it into a movie. Because I feel like they need to have something for Disney Plus other than the shows.
Right.
And if you look at the way that Netflix does things, yes, there's the Netflix series like Stranger Things, but then there's also the Ryan Reynolds movie of the week, and there's also, you know, Glass Onion and stuff like that, which is successful for Netflix. I do feel like Disney might try to do like a low budget movie that they're going to announce.
A Lobot movie. There you go.
Lobot, yes.
There.
The Lobot movie for Disney Plus is going to be announced.
There you go. There's your bone, Ted, just for you, man.
Going to be silent. He's just going to be looking around. But yes.
Here's my other Black Series prediction. Those things are going to hit $40 for a regular figure with no extra parts. So I've got both ends of the spectrum on Black Series.
So you've got Black Series $40 with extras, and Black Series $40.
Just
have a nice day.
Yep. $40 FU. Here you go.
Yeah. Here's your kick me sign. Put that on the back as you walk out the door.
Yep. That's exactly what's going to happen.
Black Series, $40. No extras.
I don't think either one of those is going to happen because of the changes that have happened at Hasbro.
I hate that.
What? The $40 Black? Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think Hasbro, they've done a good thing bringing Steve back into the fold, because he's already doing stuff that I've said it before and I'll say it again. He's done more in like a month than the Star Wars team did in 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And it's little things. It's nothing big. It's like, here's a checklist. Here's this, here's that. The one thing that I find funny, and maybe a little annoying with his Instagram, is he does open like vintage figures. Now he doesn't do it with Star Wars, but like he got like some black hole figures and he opened them, and I'm like, oh, man, you're gonna piss some people off.
Like tearing open history.
Yeah. But that's just me being you shouldn't do that.
Don't do that. Don't do that, my guy.
Yeah.
So, I have a bunch of action figure related items, like very specific things. So,
okay.
Luke Skywalker is coming to the vintage collection. A couple of weeks ago, I was complaining that, you know, we have 2 Rexes, but we don't have an official Farm Boy TVC Luke Skywalker. So, Farm Boy TVC Luke is coming to the vintage collection, right? I think I just said the vintage collection.
Yeah, you said I have no more, unless I come up with some that come with action figures. But George Lucas will return to direct something.
I love that one. I don't think it's gonna happen, but wouldn't that be awesome if George was just like, I'm kind of bored. I want to direct an episode of Mando season 4.
Right. It doesn't matter. It could be an episode. It could be a movie. whatever, but they will announce that George Lucas is returning to do something in the direct something in the Star Wars universe.
Okay, I like that. Let's do it. Um, oh, my next one is the Retro Collection X-Wing is announced. It is a remake of the original X-Wing. I wonder how much that would cost. Would that be $100?
I would say it's if they're gonna do it with electronics, it'll be $100.
So a retro X-Wing is announced by Hasbro, and we're gonna be happy about it.
Yes, I would buy it. Or well, maybe no. I got a good looking vintage X-wing, but
no, the vintage X-Wing had like the what do you call them? The spears that kind of come out at the tip of the X-Wing on the sides. Those are black and blue, right?
Right.
So like it'd be cool if these were just like white and more realistic towards the show or the movies.
So an updated version of the vintage X-wing.
Maybe.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know.
I could see that. And there again, I've always thought, it could help the market, but you don't know. I mean, I thought it was going to do that when the first 12 came out, and it never did.
Mm-hmm.
There was never a market adjustment.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here's one that Jason keeps saying. Sabine will get a spinoff.
Sabine gets a spinoff. Sabine will be on next week.
She's gonna get a spinoff. We don't know what it'll be, but it'll be. Well, it would be cool to see what happened with her and Ahsoka.
Well, that's Ahsoka season 2.
No, between Rebels and Ahsoka. That would be
prequel.
I think that. Yeah, prequel to Ahsoka. Or maybe just see what happens with her Loth cat.
Well, there's a whole like 45-minute video online of the cat just sleeping.
It's 2 hours on Disney Plus.
Oh, the 2 hours then. I'm sorry.
This cat it's like the Yule log. Here's Loth cat just sleeping.
Yeah. The last one that I had, this is something that fans have been asking for a long time. There's rumors that go back and forth whether this could happen or not, but the Tanaka sisters will finally come to the vintage collection.
That could be cool. They'd have to. They're both still alive, right?
One of them is.
Okay.
But I thought like rights were signed over or something like that. Lucasfilm updated contract. That's the rumor, is that they updated contracts, they signed things, or were willing to sign things, and so yeah, the Tanaka sisters are going to come to the vintage collection.
All right, so this is my last one. So how many do we have to make up?
We have 2 left, so you could go,
and then we got to make one up.
Yeah, I kind of have one in waiting just in case.
Okay, well then okay. John Williams will score a Star Wars item.
Okay. It's another one where it's like the tattoo thing. It's not gonna happen, but okay.
Throw it out there. They already announced that he may come out of retirement for the right project, but I could see, what
I would not have that on my bingo card. John Williams returns to Star Wars.
All right.
And then the last thing I have, which I just don't think is going to happen, but it maybe will. Mace Windu returns in some capacity.
Ooh, that's a
I mean, here we are 11 years into Disney buying Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
But they haven't done anything really with Mace Windu. Mm-hmm. And so, does Mace Windu return in like a comic book form or a book or something? But the return of Mace Windu.
Do you think he'd well, no, he wouldn't curse like Samuel L. Jackson, because there's no cursing in Star Wars. But it'd be funny if he would just keep saying Carabash all the time.
It would be. I mean, you have a lot of explaining to do. Like, why have you, I know you were thrown out a window, but why didn't you not seek revenge? Why didn't you go down the dark side? Why did you just go into hiding and become a crime lord or something? Like, what happened if Mace Windu survived that fall? And I'm specifically talking to not just like a prequel book or something like that. I mean, like, he fell out the window and they're going to continue the story about what happens after he landed on his feet.
It would be really easy to, I mean, like, you were like, why haven't he come back? But like, if he became a crime lord or something, he could be like a low level crime lord to where he's flying below the radar.
Yeah.
He's not along the lines of Jabba the Hutt, or he's trying, or he maybe. What if
But
he was like pulling Jabba's strings?
but as we talk about this, I'm like, this is basically the book of Boba Fett all over again, and I don't want that.
I don't
maybe
want the book of Boba Fett that we got. Can
maybe
we
he puts
can
on a
we return
mask
it?
and runs for Congress or something. I don't know.
Can we return the book of Boba Fett? Because that is not what I wanted.
I don't think we can. I think we're stuck with it. You buy it, you keep it.
Here
You
you
bought the
go.
book, you keep it.
Doggone it.
So that's our bingo card. I have it filled out. I'm gonna keep it at my desk, and if something were to happen, I'm gonna pull it out and just make a little X and say, "Yep, we scored one." Cha-ching!
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be merciful. If we get 4 things, we win.
Awesome. Yes.
So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Woohoo. What are
Woohoo.
you looking for? Well, is there anything specific you're looking forward to do at Disney next week or this week while you're there now?
Yeah, my daughter went a couple weeks ago, and she went into the Keystone. What was it called? The one shop, Keystone
Clothiers or something like that
Clothiers.
on
That's
Main
where,
Street in Hollywood.
yeah, and that's where they have a bunch of collector items for Star Wars. That's where they put a bunch of the Star Cruiser stuff.
Uh-huh.
And right at the end of the Star Cruiser, like a couple weeks before it went down, they announced, or the action figure for the protocol droid showed up.
Yeah.
And so they just started moving those over into the park to purchase. So my daughter went a couple weeks ago. I said, you got to check to see if they have this figure. They didn't have the figure, but she asked. She said, she held up the phone and I said, you have this? And they said, no, we're probably going to get those in a couple weeks. Just
Nice.
so that's the one thing I'll be asking for and seeing if I can find is that action figure.
Yes, I need this droid from the Star Cruiser.
I was trying to mute myself as I coughed, and I was coughing, and my mouse was like moving all over the place as I was doing that. So, but yeah, that's what I'll be looking forward to, and
Cool. So
we'll
you're
see
just
if I get a
spending
yub nub.
Yub Nub. Are you just spending the few days down there?
Yeah, we're going to Tampa to visit some of my wife's friends, and then on our way home, we're just making a big U-turn, and we're stopping at a park for a day, and then we'll come home.
I'm very jealous.
It'll be fun.
Yeah.
And looking forward to being in Galaxy's Edge, and maybe I'll ride the Falcon ride, the Smugglers run.
Yeah, you need to.
I'll definitely hit up Star Tours, but it will be before Ahsoka hits the screen. I think that's a summer thing that Ahsoka
Okay.
gets added to Star Tours.
Yeah, when I rode Star Tours, they didn't have any. I don't think they had, like, I know Lando made an appearance, but I didn't see it.
No,
I didn't ride it. I think I only rode it once because I was like, I only got like 4 hours. I need to go, 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 go.
I did that once. I rode it 3 times in a row. I got out of the ride, I got back on it, got
Mhm.
off the ride and get back on it. And I was gonna like try to see how many combinations I can get.
Right.
But after that third one, I was feeling motion sickness, and I'm like, I need to take a break from this. This is a little too much.
Yeah, I didn't do that with whatever that Star Tours. I did do it with Rise of the Resistance. So to me, going that after hours event was so worth it because I think I rode Rise of the Resistance 3 times in a row.
Yeah,
It
because
was,
even
go ahead.
no, you go.
No, it was literally like getting off and getting right back on at like 1 a.m, which was like really surreal.
Even though there is a motion simulator capacity to the ride,
Uh-huh.
it's not a motion simulator like Star Tours where your senses get a little messed up because you
Right.
are stationary, but at the same time you're moving about and you feel like you're moving about.
Mhm.
So I think Star Tours is the perfect length for what
Yeah.
it is, but it's very tough to do that over and over again, like you did with Rise of
Rise.
Resistance.
Yeah. The Star Tours is the only ride I've seen somebody pass out like as they're leaving. Like
Oh,
full
really?
on stretcher.
Wow.
And I was like, ooh, that guy couldn't handle it.
A couple things I forgot to mention, and these are just like off-topic Star Wars things, but yeah, talking about Star Tours, I did notice when Star Wars became popular again, because when I lived in Orlando, that was a ride I could just walk right on to the next tour. There was, it said 5 minute wait, but the 5 minutes was just getting from the start of the line to the ride itself.
Yep.
And now, good luck doing that. It's a wait to get to Star Tours, and that just goes to show the popularity of Star Wars is back
Right.
compared to the dark times.
No, I love that ride. It because it does feel, I like riding it before I go into Batu because it gives you that it's a palate cleanser for me.
Mm-hmm.
So then you get your mind right to go into Batu.
So that, and the other thing I wanted to mention that I forgot, it's kind of a topic, but it's just like a 2 minute topic, like that Star Tours comment was. A couple of weeks ago, Empire Online posted "Hello there" as a teaser for something that was going to be announced the next day, and I made a joke like, "This better not be Obi-Wan Kenobi coming to Fortnite or something stupid like that." I didn't think it would be a season 2 announcement because, I mean, Lucasfilm would just announce that on their channels. They wouldn't go through Empire to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out that it was the collectors magazines for the 25th anniversary of the prequels. It's 25 years with Star Wars. And I remembered, and for some reason that just jaunted this memory. Prior to episode 1 being released, we noticed that, or I noticed Qui-Gon Jinn, his name follows the same conventions as Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Uh-huh.
And I was for sure certain that we would learn about how Obi-Wan went from Ben to Obi-Wan, and that there's a name title like a Sir or something, like you're knighted a Jedi and your name now is Qui-Gon.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's kind of the same kind of hyphen naming convention. Obviously, we didn't get that, but that was one thing that I was kind of expecting from the prequels that we never got.
Uh-huh.
Because, like, was Qui-Gon's name like Steve Jin? And then he became a Jedi, and they were like, now you're Qui-Gon.
Right.
And the other question that I kind of had is, so is Ben Kenobi not his name? I don't think we ever got a full answer to that. Like, is his name Obi-Wan or is his name Ben? And then he
Right.
became a Jedi. And is Kenobi a surname like Smith or Jones in our world? Like, is there tons of Kenobis out there? And that's why the Empire's like, well, we've got this Ben Kenobi on Tatooine. It's probably another Kenobi. Who knows?
Right. Man, you have put a lot of thought into that.
Maybe too much. The life of an overthinker.
Right.
The
No,
musings.
yeah, maybe we'll see. It'd be interesting to see what if they would do something like that.
Who knows?
Right.
I don't have anything else.
All right.
I think as far as Rogue Fun this week, we're announcing excursions. I did add Chris Hamer's comic book shop on the
Nice.
excursion list. But yeah, like Saturday morning, as we're racing around getting things set up, our guests, they're free to roam. And obviously they've got Second Chance down the road. We've got Cobb Antique Mall with Toyman and AVT. If you want to go big, you can go downtown and go to the aquarium if you have time, if you feel like you can get that done.
Right.
But it's just a list of things that you can do in town while you're here. And yeah, look forward to that being announced this week in Rogue Fun.
Yeah, it is scary. It's coming up.
Anything else?
No, I think we're good.
Okay. And with that, I say, hold on. Thank you for listening to Smugglers Galaxy to the
You've only been doing it 2 years, man. Come on.
I know. This is what I'm multitasking. I'm deleting things on my screen here while I'm trying to remember, and it didn't work out for me. But like I was saying before, thank you for listening to the Smugglers Galaxy podcast. If you could, please leave a like and a 5-star review of our show anywhere you listen to podcasts. It really helps us out, points people to our show. Follow us on social media. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Send us an email or message us. We love feedback. We love to make you part of the show. Our email address is smugglersgalaxy@gmail.com. Thank you to Alfonso Riviera for the Smugglers Galaxy logo. And thank you to Levi Waterhouse for the music. People, click for the love of it. The hashtag vote with your wallet. Sabine will be on next week. Pass on what you've learned. Be a positive force in the collective community. This is the way.
This is the way.